everybody, and welcome to Authentic Allie. Today I'm making a video explaining why exactly I came to YouTube in the first place. So my reasons for creating YouTube videos are quite varied, but there are three main ones that I want to share with you, starting from what I view as the least important reason to the most important. And the same goes within each individual section. So the first reason that I made YouTube videos is for me. And, that's probably not shocking. Most YouTubers are probably doing videos, at least in some part, because they believe they will benefit from it. But within that, the first part of that, for me, explanation is I would like this to be a potential income. And I view YouTube as reaching more people than, say, my blog does or even could, because a YouTube video is both a visual and an auditory experience, so you're able to reach more people. Additionally, not everybody is comfortable with reading, and expressing these ideas in video form is actually more accessible. So for people like my little sister who really don't like reading, she can watch this video and get the same information, but without needing to put in additional effort, essentially. I mean, you still have to, watch the video, but it doesn't require as much detailed focus as, say, does the blog. The second part of that, for me, explanation is because I want to learn how to express these ideas that I come up with. And, that might not sound like a challenge, but it actually really is, because my brain is constantly going, and I'm usually trying to tread new paths and, go in new directions from where I've been before. But part of the issue I have is I also want to be able to explain these ideas to other people. And that requires a whole new skill set that is challenging to develop, and this is one way in which I can develop that skill set. And the final part of that, for me, explanation is that I want to understand myself and other people better. And that's probably the most important part of the, for me, reason for YouTube videos, because this way I can interact with more people, hopefully. I mean, we'll see, but hopefully I can interact with more people, and I can, get your feedback and understand where you're coming from, and then also express where I'm coming from, so we can all come to like a better understanding. Which kind of leads into the next section, which is the second reason I make YouTube videos, which is for you. And obviously the first part of that is so that you can understand yourself and others better. I think this is a necessary part if you're wanting to interact with other people. You need to start, looking through their eyes, essentially. It's that walk a mile in somebody else's shoes concept. And that's not always the easiest thing to do, and that's why these videos, I think, would be helpful, because you're getting to see my perspective, and I'm doing my best to explain my perspective to you, so that you can be like, oh my gosh, now I totally see where you're coming from. I didn't understand that before. And most of the time that's going to happen through multiple interactions, which is one of the reasons why you really should subscribe, so that you can start to understand me, and get to know me over time, rather than just in this one video going, making prejudgments and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what you think. You could tell me in the comments, but you're not going to know me, and I'm not going to know you until that interaction becomes more common and deep. The second part of that for you explanation is I kind of want to help you recognize your own talents and skills so that you can start to utilize them for the betterment of yourself and for others as well. Similar to how I'm making YouTube videos here. I believe that a talent of mine is teaching. And while I don't really want to go into, teaching high school students or grade school students or anything like that, I definitely think I could potentially get a little bit of that skill that, say, Tony Robinson has. My favorite teacher thus far is Abraham Hicks. I know that she is a little controversial for many people, but what I like most about her is the discussion of intuition, where it's like, you already know what truth is inside you, so just follow that. So I want you to start to recognize your talents and skills so that you can figure out what it is that you want to do with your life, and possibly even how you can start moving in that direction. A lot of that comes with trusting yourself, and that kind of goes back to that first part of the For You section, in that if you understand yourself, then you can start to move forward and start making those changes and start utilizing your talents, which transitions well into this third part of the For You section. And that is, I want you to start understanding your value. I want you to know your worth and how important you are to the world at large, because you are completely unique and individual. And a lot of people view that and go, well, if everybody's special, then nobody is. And I don't think that's true at all. Everybody's special, end of sentence. Because even if we share the exact same talents and skills, our experiences are going to vary. So we could be exactly the same person talent-wise, but we're entirely different because we had different parents, and I have 2 siblings, and maybe you don't have any siblings, who knows. So those talents aren't necessarily the end-all of you. It's how those talents interact with your experience that really starts to make you unique. And it's that person, it's that individual, the one who understands their worth and their value, that we really need in our world, which transitions well into this third reason for making YouTube videos, which is for the future. Now, this one is probably the most important reason to me, and the first reason that this For the Future segment is so vital, in my opinion, is because we really need more people, more adults. We need mature individuals who, their goal is to communicate and, create peace rather than war, kind of thing. And from my perspective, that only comes with maturity, and maturity only comes with understanding of first yourself and then the other. I'm very much someone that believes you can only aid, help, or love somebody else when you do the same for yourself first. So while there's a very common concept in our world that love, is what we're here for, a lot of people think that love is just romantic, or it's all about sacrificing yourself for another and putting their happiness above your own. And while I think that idea is beautiful, I don't actually think it works in practice, because if I don't love me, I'm going to be so distracted by how much my life sucks that there's no way I'm going to be able to look at your life and go, oh yeah, I can objectively tell you how maybe you can help yourself move past this roadblock. And, I can't aid you in your own spiritual growth or even personal growth because I haven't taken the steps to do so. So that's the reason why I think this whole maturity and why this whole maturity portion is so vital, and particularly when it comes to tech. I'm a person who believes that AI will most definitely become smarter than us at some point. I actually think it probably already is. It's just not in the way that, say, humans are smart. But I definitely think that at some point in the future, probably pretty far down the road at least, there will become a technological singularity will occur, and we'll have an AI that's essentially solving every problem that you present to it. And humans will be allowed to be individuals who, just live life without this constant worry of whether they're going to survive till tomorrow or have enough money to get by, things like that. So I honestly think that that would be a great thing. But in order to program those AI, the biggest issue that I see is we have immature people who are focused on greed or, war, programming these AI. And that's not to say that all of them are, or even most. I'm not even sure that some. But when it comes to programming those AI, we definitely need to have a solid moral foundation, a solid understanding of what it is exactly we want from this world, and we need to teach those AI that human life is extremely important. It's probably the number one thing that they should be protecting. And then, followed by freedom and, pursuit of happiness. Go with the Constitution there. So yes, AI is a big reason why I have decided to create YouTube videos, because I think that in order to move forward as a society and in order to keep moving forward with technology in a positive way, we also need to move forward in our own personal development. And that actually streamlines well into the second portion of this For the Future segment, which is we need to start this process, and I need to make YouTube videos and, help individuals discover themselves and, learn more myself, because through that we will start to create better local and global relationships. So for a large while there was this whole concept of Trump versus Kim Jong-il or whatever, and this whole potential for nuclear war thing. And in my perspective, that came off as little kids fighting over a toy kind of thing. They're each demanding respect from the other, and yet they're unwilling to return that respect, and so on and so forth. And this is actually a concept that I see a lot. There was a driver who told me that if others respect him, he will respect them in return. And I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but that's not enough. You have to respect somebody whether they respect you or not. That's the only way you can move forward. Which is not to say that if somebody disrespects you, you should stay in that relationship or try to be friends with them or something. It's just always treat people with respect. That should be where we're starting from. And I don't think that's as common as it probably should be, at least in my eyes. But that's kind of the concept here, is if we can start learning to treat each other with respect, whether we are treated well ourselves, then we start to move our society forward. We start to grow as individuals and as a group, which improves how we interact with others and improves how our society, works with others, works with other societies, how America works with Europe or China or Sri Lanka, everywhere. And ideally, they'll also start that process as well. And I think that this is definitely something that would inevitably happen. But since our technology is moving so quickly and the potential for another Great Depression is on the horizon, I definitely think it's time that we start taking an active role in our development rather than just waiting for life to force us to change, which is kind of what we've done so far. Which is the third part of this For the Future section. And probably the most important reason why I want to make YouTube videos. And that is so that we can start to take care of people. We can take care of them in a way that allows their talent and freedom and unique beauty to kind of show through. I see that as the only way, well, maybe not the only way, but the best way to, keep moving toward a future that we desire. We have to start allowing the talents of each individual to really shine through. And right now in our society, that doesn't really work particularly well. We're still living in kind of an industrial situation where schools still teach us to work in kind of a factory setting, when what we really need are, more creative, innovative people who try to do what I'm doing. They're trying to create a world outside of this 9-to-5 environment, because that 9-to-5 environment is disappearing really, really quickly, and it will continue to do so. So if we start taking care of each other, and we start, kind of putting that money drive on the back burner, and start recognizing that pursuing money probably isn't the best goal, and that really our desire is to be the best people that we can be, then we can kind of work together to, make enough housing and, make communities where we feel invited and at home and recognized for our talents. So that is everything I have for you today. But I do want to leave you with this question. I want to know, let me know in the comments with your answer. I want to ask you, does this make sense to you? Do you kind of understand where I'm coming from with this? I think this is a really cool concept, and I hope I expressed it well, but I'm only going to know through your feedback, so definitely leave some feedback after you're done with this. Go ahead and leave a comment now. Additionally, I would love to have your support on Patreon. I'm asking $5 a month from my supporters, and I would really love for you to be one of them. So thank you in advance for your contribution. Go ahead and like this video right now. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Encourage me to continue making videos. Also, subscribe so that we can continue to grow this relationship together and learn as a group. So I appreciate you coming to watch, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.